Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a little bit, and I wanted to give you an update on the bus. But first of all, it is September 11th, 2022, obviously, 21 years after the World Trade Center. And I know everybody out there has a story about where they were and how they were affected, and friends and family. And before I got started, just wanted to sort of tell you my story. So I was on the East Coast, and I was actually in downtown Boston, right in downtown, and doing sales meetings. And it was 9 o'clock or thereabout, a little after 9 o'clock. And there was a group of us in the conference room, and one of the office managers came in and said a plane had hit the World Trade Center. They think it was just a small plane. So we really didn't think a whole lot about it, but they had a TV. So we turned it on, and obviously it was bigger than everybody expected and thought. So, but you know, as you know, nobody really knew what was going on at that time. So the owner of the company that we were meeting with said, well, let's keep going, and we shut the TV off, and again, 10 minutes later, back in, and another plane. So obviously we knew there was something big going on, and we had the TV on, and everybody, of course, was just mesmerized. But being in downtown Boston, which is where the planes obviously left, everybody was panicked that they were going to hit Boston. And so we basically called a meeting, of course, and the guys that I were with, we went across the street. We were in downtown. We went to a bar, and this is at 9:30 in the morning, but we had checked out our hotels, and we were actually heading to Manhattan that afternoon. So we just sat in the bar and had breakfast and watched the TVs for hours, trying to figure out obviously what was going on, like everybody else was, and what we were going to do. So we ended up actually continuing on. We didn't obviously go into Manhattan. We went around to New Jersey, and pretty much as the day unfolded and the towers went down, it obviously was massive for everybody. So it took me, I think, a week to get back. That was Tuesday, and luckily my parents were in New England, and I was able to I tried trains, planes. I was going to drive back, and I rented a car and went up, and luckily my parents stayed with my parents for a couple days, and finally on Sunday I was able to get a flight back to California. So again, thoughts and prayers going out to all the families that were affected by that, as we all were, but that knew somebody. Another little tidbit is, as I got to my parents, who lived in New Hampshire at the time, there was a couple that lived a couple doors down from them that were on Flight 93. And so it impacted everybody. But again, thoughts and prayers to everybody thinking about that day. And obviously everybody will remember where they were and what they were doing at the time. So that's it. As far as an update on the bus, still an empty garage. And it is September 11th, as I mentioned. I took the bus up north the third week of July, and still have not heard anything. I'll put a couple pictures. It was a trip, boy. There was some stuff went wrong with towing the bus and the trip, and potholes, and my welding skills, and you'll see the video soon. But I wanted to wait till I picked up the bus and do all one video. Obviously, like I said, it's taken a while, but I wanted to give you an update on what was going on. And as soon as I hear, I'll head back up there and pick it up and certainly show you the facility. I've already taken a lot of pictures. The guys told me hopefully they would take some pictures and some videos of it going in the tank, and as they went through the process. So hopefully they're doing that, and we'll see that process. But again, just wanted to touch base with everybody. A couple guys had sent me an email saying what's going on, and we want to see the bus. And so I thought this would be a nice day to give everybody an update. So that's it for now. Like I said, as you see the next part of this video, and I'll give you dates so you'll see sort of how the timeline went. But thanks everybody, and we'll catch up with you soon. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm gonna put everything in that I've got so far just to show everybody what's going on. So after this video right here, I'll go back to mid-July as I'm getting ready to take the van up. You'll see it all the way through to the point that I drop it off. And and leave it there so you can see what I saw, and then I'll start the second half when I go pick it up. So changed my mind. What the heck? You guys can see it all. Check it out now. Check out what I saw, and we'll get the rest when it's clean. I'll surprise you with a nice clean bus. So there you go. Stay tuned, and here it comes. Welcome back, everybody. Holy cow, what a mess. But you know what? It's empty, and that's the big news. I've got the bus sitting out here, and I've got it completely stripped and ready to go up north for dipping. So it's a big day. Tomorrow we're heading out bright and early, but I wanted to show you sort of everything that's been done, the state of the bus and what I've taken apart to have it ready. And then we'll get on the road, and hopefully I get to show you this operation when I get up there, but it's about 1,100 miles. So it'll take a couple days to get up there. I could do it in one day, but I've got to make a stop and do a couple days up north in the Bay Area, and then head up from there. Take you along for the ride. Really excited to go look at this operation. So let me show you the state of the bus, and then we'll get it loaded up. Well, there she blows right there, ready to go in all her glory. So hopefully I'll have a same shot here next time on the next video. That'll be that all stripped and ready to go. But like I said, I want to show you sort of what I've done. First thing, obviously, no front driver's door. That is in here. And just to shell I stripped the skin off. I was trying to save it, but it's just not going to work. There's certainly cancer down there, but this hinge, top hinge, busted loose, and it's pretty much a disaster. This over here, you can see the cancer where the top window assembly goes in. So it's just, at this point, it's going to take more labor than just buying a new frame. You can buy the frame alone and the new skin. I'm going to probably buy both unless I can find a brand new, not a brand new, but a used door that's in decent condition. And so for right now, I'm going to leave that it is and figure out what I do down the road. So on the bus, obviously on the dolly, I've got the front seat all stripped out and ready to go, and really haven't done a whole lot to that other than mounted it back in there. Take you around. That is obviously a donor passenger door, but excellent door in great shape, and not a lot of rust and everything. So I've put the cargo doors back on, and then I've got the two seats here. So I've got the middle seat, and then the upper and lower of the rear seat, and I just strapped them down in there so they don't go anywhere. Then let's see, attached the rear hatch to it, and so that's back on, and I'm just shrink wrapping and taping them. And you put the shrink wrap around there and then the tape, so that I'd hate to have the tape screw up the paint at all. So I got to do that now. I'm gonna close the doors and tape and wrap everything, and then there's the trailer over there. So we'll load that up and tie it down, and then get on with it. Get on with it tomorrow morning. Morning, guys. Well, it is 12:40, so just after noon, and I left it about 3 hours ago. So I've come all the way through LA. LA is tough. Either you've got to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning to make it through LA without hitting too much traffic, or you have to leave mid-morning so that you miss all the traffic. So I left about, like I said, 9:30, 9:40, and I am just now coming down the Grapevine, on the other side of the Grapevine, coming down into Central Valley. So if you're not familiar with that, the Grapevine is a very large pass north of LA, and it leads you down into the Central Valley on the 5 freeway heading north, and that's where I'm at now. So I've probably got another 4 or 5 hours to get up to the Bay Area, and but everything's going so far pretty good. I had to stop, and for those of you who have towed before, you know you get going and things move around and shift, and you got to stop and redo all your straps, and so that's happened a couple times. The tailgate I had all taped and shrink wrapped, and that broke open, so that was flopping around. I had to stop and strap that down. So the normal towing issues, but so far doing pretty good. And heading up, like I said, heading up to the Bay Area, and I'll be up there for a few days and then onward. So just wanted to give you an update. I'll just keep on going. Holy cow, I finally made it. So there she blows right there. Had a few problems coming up, and luckily no damage or no lost pieces, but it took me, it's 7, so it took me about 10 hours to get up here. No real traffic. I stopped 6 times to do different things, not only to get fuel, but to, let me go show you what we did. So what's wrong with this picture? One thing I learned today is that I need to beef up my welding skills a little bit. As you can see, I lost the rear dolly. The welds broke. The roads were just horrendous, and I hit 2 major bumps. And the first one ripped the 2 welds off of the uprights going to the L angle that bolts onto the frame horns, and luckily the bus landed on the dolly and kept it up, and I know I can't damage this much more, but it didn't do any damage to it. It landed on the frame and on the dolly. So tied that down, left it as it was, continued on. Then I was going through, and they moved traffic over to one thing, and then look, what's missing? Oh, the casters, both casters off. Luckily they stayed on the trailer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably going to lift it up. The frame sits down below, so I'm gonna probably just lift it up, take off the dolly altogether, and then with this handy dandy boom on the forklift, I'll just lift up the bus, and I'll probably just put some 4x4s underneath and strap everything down and just take it like that. Or possibly 4x6s. We'll see what fits better. So a little drama on the way up, but we'll get it fixed, and I made it all right, thankfully, and no damage. And what a trip. The first section's done. I'll show you what I'm doing tomorrow when I fix this up and get it ready to go, and then keep on going. It made it, at least. Ready to go. Here's where the magic happens. Okay, so she's offloaded, ready to go. Got the doors back off. Made it here sort of in one piece. But you can see they've got plenty of little 356 for you. Trucks and bugs and all sorts of washing machines. So we're gonna pack up the truck and start heading back, and we'll we'll see how they do.